What phase of life are you in? Probably the same phase I'm in. But let's talk about the different phases because as a society, our generation has a longer life expectancy than any generation previous. And so, what do those life phases mean and what do they look like for us? So, first, and this is in layman's terms because I don't know the technical terms, but this is how I break it down. First is our childhood, needs no explanation, runs about 18 years. Let's round it off to 20. All right, that's out of the way. Next is what I'm going to call the young adulthood. You're finishing your education, you're starting your career, you're maybe starting a family, you're bearing and raising children. That is about 20 years. So now we've had our childhood and we've had our young adult years and we're moving into midlife. Midlife is when you've probably got your career established and you're working hardcore at that. And you're probably, depending on where you are in this phase, but you've got kids that are either older and close to leaving, or by the end of this phase, by the end of midlife, around 60, you have an empty nest. You have had a career. You are working towards that fourth phase. And that fourth phase is going to start at about 60 to 65. And I'm going to call it the freedom years because as a group, those of us that are in the freedom years have more freedom. We are probably not raising kids anymore. Maybe some of you are raising the grandkids or still got kids at home. People have babies later than they used to, so I get that. But as a whole, if you just take a snapshot, these are the years that most people have more freedom, both in their time and financial freedom. And as a side note, I am going to say that a lot of our generation, our phase of life, takes care of an elderly family member at some point. But it's unlike childhood. Nobody knows what that looks like. It could last a long time, or it could last it could be a short period of time. We don't know when it's going to happen. There's no normal around taking care of an aging family member. So I'm just going to put that in a box and set it aside. And we're going to look at this last phase as the freedom years. And the reason I wanted to talk about it is because it potentially is going to be the longest phase of your life. Think about that. Are you ready? Did you get ready? Did you prepare properly? Are your finances in shape? Is your body in shape? Are you mentally going to last longer than or last long enough? And are you establishing a lifestyle that you can now have, whatever that looks like? Let's say you love to fish and you've looked forward your whole career to spending more time fishing. Are you buying the house at the lake? Are you buying the boat that you want? Are you preparing to sell the home that you've been living in so that you can live at the lake? Or are you going to just, in other words, are you preparing your life for the lifestyle that you want to have in phase 4, the freedom years, which potentially could be 30 years? And I know not all 30 years are going to look the same. There is one downside to this is that our bodies have been aging all along and we are moving towards the end. And our bodies are, we're having to fight the uphill battle. But what we do in the first 3 phases will help us in achieving what we want, in most cases, in the 4th phase. But tell me what your plans are. Tell me where you are in the phases and what your plans are for phase 4, our freedom years. Have a good day.